Good moment, good evening. I am being pulled to do some clarity Mercury retrograde readings. So we're just going to see what pops out. And I'm so happy to have had the energy to do this late night here. And I'm so happy to see you. So this is going to be just a collective clarity Mercury retrograde situation, and then we're going to bring in the future clarity. So we are going to paradigm it from the past clarity to the future clarity, and so we can really divide what's the true sense of the purpose of the reading to see as we continue to try to divide and see it from the get-go, from the very, very deep part of what we need to make clear, the overall clarity that is needed. So we're going to start with the first past clarity messages. We're going to hit the Everyday Witch Tarot. I've had so much luck with this deck today. And as I was sitting here warming it up, cards were just flying. And I'm just like, okay, this is it. So I'm so excited to see you and be here. 111. And feeling is mutual. All right, Lord, let's pull one of these cards for this past clarity, and then we can divide that and see why it's coming back now and what needs to be 1, 2, 3 ascended and moved on from. Button it up. Let's see this one. It's your story. Feel free to hit him with the plot twist at any moment. I love it. You stood up for yourself. Like, why wouldn't you be proud of yourself? That's beautiful. That's amazing. And I'm so proud of you because no one understands how hard it is to stand up to your damn self until they actually do it themselves. We can only experience life. We can advise others. We can raise our little ones and guide them, not be their controller, just guide them along the process. But there's just so much here that it's you finally just were ready to experience life on your own, and you did it to 11. And this is why this past energy is coming back, because it was forced to separate already for good reason. What did you learn? You know, let's see what else we can bring out. 2, 2, 2. There's a lot of balance that's coming back in. Lord, let's do this. It's your storyline. Feel free to hit him with the plot twist. Plot 2, 3, 4 here. Plot twist to me is a paradigm shift. So a tower was conquered, the intuition was found, the veil was lifted. So much truth came in to heal the wounds and change them into light as this energy transmuted itself. You know, Jesus is very present here. I feel him, and I feel like there was a lot of crying, and there was just a lot of just desperate times where you never understood self-love because no one ever taught it to you. And then you never understood that you had the right to choose yourself at any given point in 311, because your generations did not teach you positive experiences in life, because 321 dissension, they did not experience life positively themselves. So therefore this curse came upon you, and that plot twist happened. 333, exactly. That tower was that paradigm shift, and all the black sheep say, "Bye, men." I'm so proud of you because I experienced the plot twist myself, and it was the best thing, 3, 4, 5, that I ever did. So let's see this first card that he's brought out. Let's see. Knight of Pentacles in the negative. Okay, so I'm getting a couple things here. Knight of Pentacles already came out today in the Twin Flame reading. So this could be your, you know, destined divine counterpart who's just still a little immature, but he's trying to find his way. 411, shut up, Lord. 411 was huge in that reading. You might want to go check it out. So that's very funny. But then it's also this inner masculine child inside of yourself and this self journey of forgiveness. If you had this plot twist within life and experiencing it in the 3D, wouldn't it refract back? It would have to, because retrograde is here. 432. Thank you, Lord, for that confirmation. And then it's going to see, oh, well, I still have issues on the inside, and I still have an inner boy to take care of, and not just an inner girl if you're a feminine. If you're masculine, you don't have just an inner boy to take care of, you also have an inner girl. So this is why this paradigm shift had to happen, this plot twist. And a part of this too is continuing to bring up this message lately of taking ownership over our victim. And our victim is these little children that were deep within, that we, allowed our flesh to traffic so long in Egypt. And now they are free. Now they are free, and you are free. And this is why Mercury retrograde is bringing it back. It is yours. It's just still refracting, and it hasn't quite been shifted so many times yet in order for all the puzzle pieces to fit together to generate the electrical codes to move on in the right direction to keep this stacking. That's beautiful. Definitely this inner self journey as you pull away from your outer self. And that is really just dividing yourself within to remove yourself from your Old Testament and bring in more of your New Testament. And this is this 4 energy, this overall control. The Pentacles is here. That is our flesh itself, 555. And this whole potential energy that our whole entire vessel can hold. And it's really just, you had to choose yourself because you were never honoring yourself. And now that you're honoring yourself, it's like people talk shit because they're creating stories about you. And you're just like, yeah, well, how do you like that movie? I should have put that in the theater because I've been making bank off the words in your mouth because I ain't even charging you for it. You can study me all you want, but you're not going to graduate. So they need to continue to see this true you within the story that you have created for yourself, because you also are the messenger of God for them. And if they are not learning the lesson through you, that is their own karma, and you don't want to ruin that for them either, sweetheart. While you're sitting there looking pretty and earning this growth, earning this control, earning your Emperor and Empress energies to divine union within and without. It's beautiful. Lord, what else is here with this plot twist? Oh, we did the It's Your Story. So let's move into this present energy. 3 of Pentacles in the negative here. Look at this. So there's this, if the Knight of Pentacles is here, this is refracting back. So there's the Page of Pentacles. Well, once again, we have to take consideration for everything that we are offering ourselves within our electrical codes here. Divine masculine, divine feminine, red fish, blue fish. And so if that Page of Pentacles is here, we have a Prince of Pentacles, and we also have a Princess of Pentacles. Page and Prince and Princess of Potentials energies to continue to give you this worth and value of yourself from the inside out. 3 of Pentacles here, though, has to be all same energies, the masculine and the feminine, and the power of both within to keep these pillars straight and moving up your tree of vitality. You're not able to work with yourself right here. There's a -3 here. You're denying your true self from coming in, which Knight is here because 2 by 2, wouldn't you want to bring in that Queen right after that? So there's this overall control here that Mercury retrograde is trying to teach you, hey, there's still some things that you just got to let go, that your ego is still trying to hold on to. And that's okay, because this is why this story is continuing to have plot twists for you, because it's continuing the process of self-growth and learning to keep yourself in check with these true self behaviors versus these self-harm behaviors. That has been a huge message for me as well lately. Another thing that I want to bring up here is that this is going to be 3 of 3s, and we have 11, 12 of 3s here. So there's a lot of descending and ascending within these branches of these pentacles. So the potential energy is reaching out. It's trying to move on. Knight plus 3 more, that's that Queen and that King, and then Ace of Pentacles all over again to show you the worth and the value. And that potential energy continues to regenerate for you in your favor, and you just haven't put the pedal on the gas yet. But that's okay, you eventually will, because this immature energy is going to be able to transpire. 9/11. Thank you, Lord. Last card here. Last card here. Let's see. The Hanged Man in the negative. Yeah, this ego was very, very, very big. And I feel as if it's just this past energy, and honey, you're not going to have any room for growth and being able to work with yourself and being able to have divine union if you continue packing the past into the future. There's no room for it. You have a whole blueprint of what's yours that you're going to be able to buy into, that's already destined down to each seed in each row of dirt here. There is no room for the past. He ain't gonna allow you to bring it, which is why this suffering needs to take place in order for you to bloom from the inside out, to take acknowledgement so you can change your direction and be able to understand mentally, because that's really what's here is earth. Earth is being able to ground our brain. We are not our true source when we are here on earth. We are light beings that are trafficked by our flesh, the scientific test tube that is all of these elements. We have water here with this hanged man because that brings in that meme within Psalm 119, and that goes back to the water. And water creates more and more and more because it's going to hold on to this memory, which is going to be right here because you're neglecting the true powers of working together with yourself in all of your elements side by side within your 5 baskets and your 2 fish, red and blue. You're hanging upside down on the cross, and there's this opportunity to just completely surrender from this past energy here and move on, but you're still hanging on to the hope of what the past wasn't and what it could have been. And that's the plot twist that you need to have yourself. The past is never going to be anything more than just what it was. And we have to accept that and move on. 11-11. And then here comes the paradigm shift. Here comes the plot twist from this past to present to future energy that we're going to pull on. And you're going to be able to see what Lord wants to show you. Because here's the deal. 11-23 there, that's really funny. 23 chromosomes, by the way, but that also brings in 2 against 3 and 3 against 2, and that's also overall 5, but it's also 6. So Luke 12:49 is also here, which he always brings out for me. This is what I am seeing from my point of view. This is why it's past energy. However, this past energy is facing you in the positive. This hanged man is upside down for you. Like, I'm seeing it like this, but you see it like this. So I'm saying, as you're suffering in your past energy, but it's your future energy, in your present energy that you continue to hold on when really it's just the past. This past energy is showing you, look, I'm working with myself. I'm able to work with myself. I'm able to work with myself. I'm able to collaborate and move on with everything that I'm offering myself. When I only continue to offer myself the only thing that my body keeps continuing to make, because that water is here. There was so much toxic water inside of you from every single body that was around you trying to offer you something that wasn't truly offering you. And then you continue to not offer it. 1, 2, 3, 4, there's that ascension again. You continue to not offer it to yourself. So here we are, and we're sitting in this whole, I see it as past because it's already in the back door for me. It's upside down. I don't have to worry about it anymore. I'm focusing on the future and the present for you because that's what's good. That's what's coming in your favor if you are allowing to see yourself that way. Okay, and here you are continuing to suffer, trying to work with all of these other people when you just haven't even worked with yourself. I'm seeing it as, look at this didn't work for you, and this didn't work for you, and this isn't working for you. And this is still continuing to hold on to the past when there's no room for it in the future. 13-13, there's that death, and that death right after that surrendering right there. All you got to do is just say, you know what? I'm no longer a victim when I'm no longer a victim to my own past. And my past wasn't not anything more than I wanted it to be. That's it. That is beautiful. I'm going to put them back in the negative for me because that's how he is showing it to me. But it is very positive energy for you. This is why you're resonating so much, because this is communication that you needed to hear in your own story. Let's see what's on the next page for you and what will be written. Lord, let's do that Knight of Pentacles and this future energy here. This manifestation overall and bringing in true grounding energy and being able to balance themselves from the inside out, Father, within this Mercury retrograde, please, in Jesus' name, amen. There's so much anxiety here and depression, and it's very hard to keep yourself not as lost in your own head here and continuing these fabricated stories that you continue to believe. Yeah, look at that. 4 of Wands there. Lord, I am going to shit my spiritual pants. That Knight of Pentacles there. But look at, once again, from where I'm seeing it, this 4 of Wands is in the positive. This is going to bring back that happy stability and security within yourself. And this is 1441. Oh, gosh. this masculine energy is coming back to restore that temperance of the outside union. And that's exactly what we talked about in twin flame energy today. So you're probably screaming right now if you watch that twin flame reading earlier, and that's confirmation. So wow. However, if we are relating it back to this story here, this is continuing to think that every single person is going to help you be secure and stable when you are not self-sufficient yourself, and you were trying to, anybody that gave you attention, you were offering everything yourself to, and you were holding yourself so low down in the Tropic of Capricorn, and the lowest part of these lowest vibes, because that's what you felt that you were worth. Your insecurities took over, and that instability, and this is why this is such this present energy, is that it's just waiting for you to jump. You're on like this you know, like you're in the backyard with the neighbor kids when you were a kid, and you're in your neighbor's house, and they have this amazing tree, swing from the tree. What is that called? You know, either way, but you have to jump on the swing at a very high point before the tire swing. Thank you, Lord. Yeah, the tire swing can fall down. Well, everybody's doing it. It looks so much fun, and you're ready to do it, and you're ready to do it, and you get up there, and whoa, this was not the same viewpoint. This was not the same viewpoint that I thought I was at, and now I don't know how to get down. I have more than one solution. I have more than one faith opportunity to rise above here, to get myself in good favor here, and I can jump off and take the leap of faith, and I'm still going to be okay. And if I get a boo-boo along the way, then I'm going to learn my damn lesson, but at least I'm grateful because I am good now. I'm safe. I'm grounded on earth. Or I can get down the way that I came and still be stuck in my emotions and my fear, and never allow myself to get myself out of that comfort zone, never allow myself to be secure and stable and say, you know what, I can work with myself. I don't need anybody else's offer. I don't need anybody else's validation but my own. And I have to have self-union before I can have divine union with anybody else. I need to be able to forgive myself first. I need to be able to put all of this plot twist that I'm still hurting over away, because there's no room for them in the future. Inner peace is here, and it smells so good. I hope you smell it too. Let me know. Let's move on. Let's see. I'm so excited because all of a sudden, like, that past just puts you down in the dumps, man. Like, ugh, I just felt so, like, you know, my stomach's always nauseous, but it was like a different kind of nauseous. And as it continued to cycle down, it was just like, wow, I'm kind of just stuck here in this point. Like, I don't even think I could get off of the bed right now. I feel like, you know, if I was sitting on the couch at home in this depression, in this cold era of my life, and someone rang the doorbell, I probably wouldn't even get up right away. Like, that's how that energy was keeping me down. Then we started to talk about that Four of Wands, and excuse me, here it comes, that energy at my tower. It's starting to move very fast and very quick and very in your favor, because he doesn't want you to suffer anymore. And this plot twist is your own surrendering moment, just to say, you know what, my victim needs to die off for a little bit, and she can come back when she can be nice. And this is where that control really needs to come in. The opportunity of self is here. Okay, Lord, let's do that Three of Pentacles card. Let's do one more with that. Yeah. Let's see here. The Emperor, you are joking me. Oh my gosh, Lord. So it's positive for me, which means it would be negative for you. So here you are trying to make an offer with someone who's not the Emperor, which is why that Knight of Pentacles is refracting back. I really feel as if this divine counterpart here, the Emperor in your story, or no, it's a masculine for sure here. They are suffering with severe paternal traumas. Their father was very abusive, very insecure, and very unstable himself. I feel as if there were suicidal tendencies big time, to the point where the child has now realized that he needed to choose himself because his father was never going to choose him. That father's toxicity ran so far deep in the family, and that's why all three of these pentacles cannot work together. That's why the three branches of this family will never work together, because the intentions are not good. The positive cards here that I see are the Four of Wands and this Emperor. And still, an Emperor that's in control of the Four of Wands is beautiful, but not when this past energy still hasn't been surrendered to. That's haunting. This is why I'm insecure. This is why I'm unstable. This brings in this negative empire within yourself and your kingdoms of never being good enough, and this masculine feeling, this fear of abandonment and this fear of rejection, because he was never showed love either. He was never shown what a plot twist would be for a healthy maneuver in his life. And I really feel this is why when I look at the energy rune here and I'm able to back these forth 2x3 and 3x2 here, that Luke 12:49 again, this person that continues to come back and tries to collaborate is within their dark night of the soul. That Four of Wands is here. They have to suffer and surrender here, but they're that overall emperor. With that someone who is really within, deep within that masculine here. Empress, let's bounce back to you for a second here, because there's this overall presence of Empress here. I mean, right when that knight's around, that queen is right around the corner to then bring in that king. And this emperor is really channeling this queen back into his life here, because Four of Wands is here, that twin flame energy there to bring in that empress, to bring her home and bring in that stability. But this empress is really understanding, I can't work with you right now because you haven't done your suffering. You haven't surrendered to it. You haven't jumped off the tire swing. You know, you haven't been able to take that stable. You haven't been able to take that stability and use it for good. Like this positive energy that could be once this suffering is over. But the Emperor is very present. And with this dark night of the soul, this whole opportunity to be able to earn more is always there. The ego is just a little in the way still. There's very stubborn energy there because of that suffering. It is the overall arcana before that Emperor came in. I mean, we have that 12, which will lead back to that 3 as well, that Empress energy. And then that Emperor is right here. So this is just one more division. And so he needs to really step into the feminine power. And when that happens, that Four of Wands is going to become 8 of 2s. And there's 22, 22, 4 and 4. Do you see how he did that? Oh my gosh, yeah. He's going to see the veil lifted. He's going to see the mirror. He's going to see every single part of his own plot twists. And 22, 33, shut up, Lord. 2 against 3 and 3 against 2. Do you see how he is working? Yeah, the mirrors are coming. The dark night of the soul is here, but this is what's channeling here for this Mercury retrograde. We talked about those messengers, and you may want this. You may want them to return. You may want them to communicate. Maybe they so far did communicate, and it's just not the right time. You can be forgiving and cheer them on from the sidelines and, you know, understand that you have to be strong in your story, but that karma is definitely there and you don't want to ruin their opportunity either. Lord, let's do that Hangman card. Let's see, 2311 there. 9 of Pentacles in the negative for me, but look at that once more. In the positive, it's you. Yeah, he's trying to show you, look, all you got to do is surrender. And then I'm going to help you heal your wounds and your boo-boos and turn them into light. You're going to have an awesome vacation of learning to take care of yourself and your true self behaviors versus your self-harm behaviors like we had talked about, and to heal these burnout symptoms and to be able to be more self-sufficient for that story and to choose your pages first before letting him write all over it. But he's coming to make an offer, and this is exactly what that twin flame reading was about earlier. Let's see the bottom of the deck. 9 of Wands in the negative. Yeah, there's just, you know, 4 of Wands is that overall, and that 9 is there. So there's 5 of Wands there still. And that 5 of Wands is just so much stress, so much strife, so many, you know, too many sides of that one ego. There's almost just like there's a personality disorder there, you know. And so when this Mercury retrograde happens, it's almost as if, you know what, I recognize that if I continue to go back to what I know is my emperor, I know that he continues trying to come in, but he has not accepted his own story yet. And if he hasn't accepted his own story, it's going to be very hard for our stories to blend and work together. So this is why the opportunity of self is that overall power and that ending of where, you know what, they are coming in as an emperor, but they don't even understand it yet because they're still coming in as that Page of Pentacles. Remember, those inner boy and that inner girl, and that dark night of the soul is ripping away all of those traumas. We talked about that with that father energy here, that Nine of Pentacles. There's all, you know, I all of a sudden got like an addiction energy, and there's, I looked down and there's a wine bottle and wine glass right there on that table. 2511. Yeah, so this is just someone who's very, very stubborn in their own ego, who's drinking their life away and surrendering to their past over and over and over within their victimology. But they don't understand that they have the whole entire power to bring their Empress back in. Here's the Empress right here. She's just waiting and taking care of her damn self, and she's reading her story over and over and over and keeping her head clear so she doesn't take on this twin flame energy. Yeah, Nine of Wands there, Two of Cups in the negative, Judgment in the negative, Queen of Pentacles. Look, she's right around the corner. And then Six of Wands in the negative. There's that Four of Wands and that Six of Wands in the negative. Where's that Five of Wands? We just talked about it. So yeah, there's a lot of strife here. A lot of strife for sure. Ace of Swords, there's that next card. This is what it's like for this twin flame energy. This continuing. I'm going to have to make this an extended from this morning. That's so funny. However, this is what the dark night of the soul is for this masculine. He understands exactly what's going on every single time that that veil is lifted a little bit more, which is why that Four of Wands continues to pop up. It just continues to show 11, 11, 11, 11, all of those reflections, you know, those revelations that he needs to surrender to jump off that tire swing over and over and over. The bad judgment is gone. He needs to be able to understand that it's just right now. And he'll be able to sit on his throne high and mighty and earn that Queen of Pentacles back because she already showed up. She's right there. The Knight of the Pentacles, I told you she was around and she finally came through. So thank you, Lord, for that confirmation. That King of Pentacles is that pre-Emperor energy. So do you see how the Lord's already showing him? Look, he thinks that he's this, you know, Knight of Pentacles. Lord's actually showing him from the inside out, you are my child and I will show you both directions of the you that you have. I'm going to bring your Empress energy in. However, he doesn't understand that he's an emperor as soon as he chooses to be an emperor. And he has a very quick judgment period to come within Rising of the Ashes. I mean, look at, I keep continuing to look at this here, and that just looks like those phoenix rising. You know, there's just so much growth here as this Empress just patiently waits. She's at the home. She's got her own money. She's doing her own thing. She's writing her own story. But she is waiting for that confirmation, for that plot twist to happen for that masculine. Let's pull our last future clarity card. Ooh, gosh, Lord. Okay. All right, Lord, I will be obedient. Okay. Love Oracle. We're going to clarify 3 cards, okay? All right, Lord. 3 here. This one here. These are 2. Okay, well, let's do this first one. Boat. So that's very funny because we talked about that water. We talked about that hanged man. We talked about our water that creates memory and it creates more. Well, what is it creating? More of our emotions, more of what our flesh holds instead of staying true to ourselves. So therefore, the Lord's trying to show you, look, I need you to sit on that throne, which is really the captain's chair of your vessel here, and I need you to take control, and it will be given to you because it is good. That is beautiful. The whole just white sail is here, the act and movement forward to surrender, you know, and it's just bringing forward all of this Mercury retrograde, really, because it's just bringing closure and being able to set the sail free and move forward and be able to arrive at a new destination and have a new beginning, right? But the ship is sailing, moving forward in the positive direction. Okay, the beach is also here, and you went to go see the boats a lot. Yeah, let's see, what's this next card? What's this next card here? Love call. My goodness. See, and this is telepathy for sure, which is why that Four of Wands continues to show up. And we talked about that twin flame energy earlier and how that telepathy was there. And now that communication is really, really going to happen. Someone expresses love, a message of love, thinking of you and letting you know. And look at this, is exactly their energy that they're fighting, is trying to work with themselves, like we talked about earlier, surrendering to the truth and being able to communicate with themselves. And now they're like thinking later in the day, you know, like dark night of the soul is really taking place deeper because that cocoon is there. And they're really seeing what the writing on the wall is. You know, I'm seeing like hieroglyphics, like, oh shit, that's been there that long. Yeah, I held on to that. But they're getting the hang of it. And then all of a sudden that paradigm shift is going to happen, that plot twist. And that's exactly how it's going to feel when you get a call from them, or, you know, thinking of you and letting you know. You're going to get that one text. You're going to get that communication, love call. You know, they might call you. They also might send you music. You know, there's something that along there as well. Lord, let's do this last card here. Music, like they're going to send you the song that like used to be their ringtone, or like, you know, you have a certain ringtone for them and they're going to send you that song, or vice versa. You know, something along that line is why I'm thinking music is whatever ringtone you have set for them. You're going to hear it out of nowhere because they're calling you, and your heart is going to shit out of your spiritual pants. That Four of Wands is there, man. All right, Lord, last love oracle here. There it is. Let's see. Oh my gosh, girl with a snake. Yikes. Yickety yikes. Yeah, I mean, this just confirms exactly what we talked about, right? The snake is here, that tet, that overall strength, that infinity, that in and out, and that overall body of Christ to look in within this vessel, because God looks in the heart. We already talked about how this Empress clearly sees that this gentleman does not see himself as the Emperor yet. And this girl with a snake just brings in that narcissist and that empath paradigm one more time. So thank you so much. This masculine is recognizing that he's the snake. In that sense, he's recognizing his victim, and he's recognizing exactly what we confirmed is with this love charm and being bombed. This is why they're going to love call you and try to like get you to either go away or just you need to just surrender to it. However, this is exactly what they're going to call about. Too, once this Emperor energy can come in, you're going to hear that ringtone. You're going to hear your heart shit through your butt, and you're going to understand that this is why they said what they said earlier, is because you loved me when I was a snake. You loved me at my worst. You loved me when I didn't even know how to love, because I didn't know how to accept it. You never knew that my father treated me so badly. You never knew that I was drinking my life away worse than I ever even showed it to you. You never knew that I had suicidal tendencies. I got this earlier and I'm going to say it now. I even see a couple attempts here that was tried and they were not successful. They really thought about doing it, but the love that you gave them has always brought them back to stable ground, which we talked about earlier as well. 3311. Lord, let's see. Okay, you're really dividing it. Okay, that's Mercury retrograde. So let's see here. All right, 2 cards here. Show me 2 cards, Lord. What's going to bring this present energy in with this love call and this extended twin flame, because it's definitely here now. That 411 was just so present, right? That 4 of Wands. There's so much stability to have, but this girl with the snake is just, they haven't quite seen yet how good this was. Yeah, look at that. This card here is the positive communication card, and there's two communication cards here. This is here, and this is like the day is good. You know, this is like the birds in the morning. They cheep, 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 and they gossip, and they are there to serenade you in the background as you drink your coffee. So it's just that little good, lighthearted chitter chatter. The opposite side of this, the back door of this card, was going to be the owls, and it has this dark at night, that, you know, eerie message. But I love it because this just shows me that, look, there is positive communication coming in. It just has not yet to form. It has yet to be accepted. And it confirms earlier what we talked about. 12 is here with the Hanged Man. 12 is here with the Hanged Man in this deck as well, wouldn't it be? Because they just need to communicate to themselves, and they need to communicate to the Empress. This overall 3 in this mirror here. There is good news with this love call. It's beautiful. I see that girl with the snake in the positive, but that energy, that surrendering, sees this. They have not accepted yet that their issues, their victim had taken over. And there just needs to be a little time, you know. There's that day that comes from the night, and we've been talking about that dark night of the soul. We talked about that cocoon. We talked about that plot twist. We talked about that rising above that tower to have that paradigm shift for that true star to come to light. That is good news at all times because it is good. The Lord said so. Lord, let's do one more card here. Let's see. Oh my gosh, shut up, Lord. Oh, look at how he is working. So this is the Gemini card because this is a new arrival. Mercury retrograde is bringing some new life-changing information, and that love call is going to happen. There's good news here. Look at the number 17. That's the star. That's the true ownership of your inner boy and your inner girl, and knowing that you have two sides to operate out of. Your victim and this feminine power, and you can tell her to sit her ass down, and the masculine to actually act upon and do what's good. Gemini's here, that Mercury retrograde, that house of communication. So once again, that inner intuition and being able to speak with ourselves is here. A new arrival is here, that nest, that overall happy home, that mama and papa there to bring on the baby eggs, to have lots of love making. I mean, that 4 of Wands has been hot and steamy for a little bit here. Now, let's take one more division. 17, if we add that, that's at 8. That strength overall, that infinity, the inside and the outside. And we've been talking about that too. The snake was around, and this temptation to just keep this person intimidated, but the stability will be moving forward. Let's see the bottom of the deck. 18 is there. Look at that. 17 and 18. A new start, because I wasn't loyal. I wasn't the best friend that I should have been. And now I'm going to come back when I'm able to. You know, that's why that news is negative, because it has yet to happen. So this is how we need to see this, okay? Look at this. So right now, this good news, this paradigm shift, because doesn't that kind of look like the tower too? Isn't that interesting? Mercury retrograde needs to come back to be able to accept that good news. Take it for what it's worth as a new awareness, because it's in your favor. You just have to accept it and work with it. So then that new shift is going to happen, because it's no longer a new lifestyle. It's no longer life-changing news for you. And then that loyalty is going to come in. And that 17 to 18 is there. So that brings in that 8 and that 9. You're going to be led in the right direction, because that good news and God's glory is always there for you with that hermit energy. When you go deep within and you really can communicate and be loyal to yourself and your best friend. Also, I love this, because this also is this confirmation of telling your victim to go sit her ass in the corner as the alpha, and your victim's a bad dog and you need to treat her as such, okay? When this happens, I want you to challenge yourself with every negative emotion that you can feel, and just shove it over to your victim side, because that victim in that little dog house is going to love every single negative emotion. It's going to be like a yummy treat, and they're going to love it and love it and love it. And then your victim's going to be happy and leave you alone as the alpha can take back over the house. Okay, it's beautiful. I love that. And that Jesus's energy there within that hermit leads you in the right direction. 8. Oh my God. See, that snake is always around. That devil trying to lead you down, but you are God's child. Look at that. 13 there. There's that death to back up that 12 and 12. But guess what? 13, 3 and 1 is 4. 4. Are you kidding me, Lord? And 4 of 4s came out earlier too. 14. Yep, their temperance energy. They was sly and they was a snake, and that's why they wasn't able to commit to you at that time. Let's check the bottom of the deck of the Love Oracle, and then we're going to get that future clarity message. Clock, you are joking me, Lord. This Mercury retrograde is just bringing it back. And, you know, the time is now to be able to focus on yourself at all times, no matter what paradigm tries to take over your tower, whether it's the narcissist empath or the alpha and the victim. But I'm telling you, as soon as you take alpha over all of it, it's going to be exactly what you need. And in order to do this, that's just giving you further, he's bringing that out, okay? Bringing you further encouragement to deep dive into yourself, to continue to heal, because you're never going to be 100%. And if you think that you're 100%, honey, that's your ego shell telling you that. Let's see. What? I'm confused. Well, there's 2 cards here from Cupid's arrows. What the heck, Lord? I like how you're working. Coffee cup and cassette. Look at that. I knew that there was music here. I told you that song. He might ask you to meet for coffee. She might want you to go for a drive and listen to music as she brings you coffee. You know, there's something along the lines here. But this is also that good news and being able to, you know, savor the moment and the friendship and being able to get on that same page when you can communicate. That's beautiful. That clock is there. Cupid's arrow. Look at that. Positive communication once more. All right, Lord, last card here. Let's clarity out up with this next Mercury retrograde and what this ascension and this manifestation will bring for them to extend twin flame. And this future clarity to understand this good news coming in and this next plot twist that's only going to start the process all over again, because the 12 is also going to be a reflected 21, which is the world, and the Empress is in control of that divine union, and that Empress is right there. Look at that little inner girl to meet that Knight of Pentacles, that inner boy. I love that. Okay, Lord, last card here. All of these? Wow. How many is this? 5. 5 cards. You guys, he took out 5 earlier. Isn't that funny? Work on you for you. Yep, you only get to experience life for yourself, right? We talked about that. Darling, just believe in yourself. Absolutely. If you don't pick a day to relax, your body will pick it for you. Yeah, absolutely. We also had talked about that self-communication earlier and focusing on our wellness and not our illness. Yeah. Treat yourself like someone you love. Give yourself the love, even though you never got it. That masculine's energy is very, very present. And this is why this Empress energy continues to pull this masculine home, is because she treated him like someone that she loved no matter what. And he never could accept love because he was always thinking it was salt. Last card here. We need more people willing to say, I've been there and I'm here for you. You can always talk to me without judgment. Wow. I really feel that this forward movement is going to bring such this beautiful communication at the right time. And you both are going to be able to rip the cocoons away and understand, look, I'm not here to judge you. I've had a new soul cleansing awakening too, and I want this new lifestyle to start with you all over. One more. Let's see. It's okay to clap for someone whose dream took off before yours. That's that parent's energy. That parent energy got upset with the child for not following in the footsteps or being able to continue their life. Their future didn't end up the way that they wanted it to because they had children. Don't be afraid to start over. You might really like your new story. Oh my gosh, Lord. It's your story. Feel free to hit him with the plot twist at any moment. And what goes around comes around. Don't be afraid to start over. You might really like your new story. I love you. Wounds into light.